Well, January 28th is known as International Data Privacy Day, and the purpose of Data Privacy Day is to raise awareness and promote privacy and data protection best practices. And of course, that's currently being observed here in the U.S., Canada, Nigeria, Israel, and 47 European countries. Joining us live via Zoom is a Tulane professor of Homeland Security, Robert Allen. Good morning, sir. How you feeling, boss?
Good morning, Duke. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. So what are some ways to make sure we can keep people safe, especially data safe?
There's a handful of things, and first and foremost, I really like this initiative. It brings something to the forefront because there's a lot of challenges going on with data privacy and some of these things to kind of get people out of their money. But a number of things. First and foremost, update your passwords every so often. Protect your IDs. Little things like that. Don't make it your dog's name or your wife's birth or something along those lines. Use upper lowercase characters for your passwords for websites, any number of things, but just no patterns or anything like that. Another big trick another thing that I see a lot of times too is that people are oversharing on social media, where they live, where their house is at, what kind of car they drive. I mean, just a number of little things here and there. And it doesn't take some sort of high-speed military skilled intel analyst to figure some of this stuff out. All you got to do is just start paying attention.
And so, I'm sorry, go ahead, continue.
I'm sorry?
No, continue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, and something that I looked at too is I see people walking around and they put their cell phones down for a half a second, or are they just not paying attention to who's standing next to them when they're looking up their bank information or their credit card information or anything like that.
What are some of the easiest ways? Well, like you just said, people get hacked with cell phone data, but what are some of the other easiest ways that people can get hacked, and how do we make sure we need to get that handled? What are some things we need to do while we're out
the
there?
best way to keep from getting hacked is go back and make sure you're updating your passwords, updating your IDs, and things of that nature. One of the quickest ways that we see a lot of times at different schools or different education facilities is they'll do what's called phishing attempts off emails. They'll send you an email that you think is from your bank or from your financial institution, and it's not. 9 times out of 10, or more times than not, mostly not, the bank is not going to ask you for your password or your login information via email. If you get that email and you respond to it, the minute you open up that email, you've opened your computer up to obtaining data out of your computer. But if you actually go to the website and you start filling in that information, that nefarious person using that email is going to take that information and use it for basically trying to empty out your bank account.
Gotcha. So essentially, don't open up any emails that we don't know of. Be mindful of our surroundings. What other key tips would you suggest about keeping data private?
The one that I suggest to everyone, every once in a while, go check your credit report because and make sure that you've got somewhere in your credit report through your bank that if a new account's open, you're automatically notified. So if you happen to open up an account under my name, my bank automatically sends me something, or TransUnion or TransUnion or Experian or somebody like that will send me a notification that an account's been opened up under my name. You can go so far that no account can be opened through your credit reports without your prior notification. So if somebody tries it, you will be notified, but they will not successfully open up the account. And then there's just some little other things. Watch for any type of data leaks because there have been incidents where you see a long time ago there was a big data leak.
Yeah.
Office of Personnel Management for the federal government, and then also always make sure your privacy settings are set correctly on your devices, your computers, your phones, and everything else. And you do that, you're going to stay safe about 95% of the time.
All right. Well, thank you, Tulane professor of Homeland Security expert, Mr. Robert Allen. Thank you for joining us from down in the Big Easy in New Orleans. Appreciate you.
Thank you, my friend.